Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our 3 steps to autism recovery masterclass. So first of all, anyone who have been following me for a while and use essential oils, I just wanted to let you guys know because this morning doTERRA has started a BOGO, buy one get one free, and I have shared it in my Instagram story. You can go and check that out. And before I join any call or any class, I usually put on some oils on me because they help me to stay grounded and calm. So I'm using Adaptive right now. That's why I was taking a little bit of time. So Lakshmi is asking how long is this session? So this one is going to be 90 minutes, inshallah. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So we will stay on track. This will go pretty fast. What we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to share with you guys a presentation that I have created. And I'm going to talk about the 3 steps that I have implemented to help my son go from severe nonverbal, no interaction, no emotions, sleep issues, severe constipation, head banging, not understanding, not replying, all of those things to going wherever he is right now. You guys can see him in Instagram. He is pretty much coming on board every single day. He's sharing his thoughts and voices. He's writing me sweet letters. He's a very charming boy. He's going to a public school, by the way. So without further ado, Sumaya asking how can she get the oil from Bangladesh. So my team is in the chat right now. So those of you who are from Bangladesh, my team members Talha and Tanzia, they are going to support you with any questions that you have. And if you would like to order, because if you are from Bangladesh or any other country where you cannot order directly any of the supplements that I talk about, you can talk with us. You can put your order through us and we're going to ship it to you. Okay. UK can order. Okay, so if you are in UK, you don't have the BOGO, but if you still want the BOGO, you can talk with us. Our WhatsApp number, our official WhatsApp number is +1 613 864 2027. So I'm writing it in the chat, +1 613 864 2027. You can WhatsApp us there and place your order, and me and my team are gonna work through that. Okay, Pakistan can do as well. So let me start right now, and thank you so much for sharing your faces. It's really nice to see who I am talking to, because if nobody's having their videos on, I feel like I'm chatting in the void. Okay, so I would really appreciate you guys. Anyone feel comfortable, because your face is not being recorded. Okay, only my face is being recorded. So do not worry, you can share your face, we can see each other, and that will help me. So without further ado, let's start right into it, okay? So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right, so 3 steps to autism recovery. It's a proven complete protocol for autism success, how to support your child's speech, behavior, and learning in 180 days. Okay, it's for a 180-day period. Because here's the thing, you cannot fast forward recovery. There is no shortcut. There is no gimmick. You can try however many types of, supplements and shortcuts, but real recovery, real success never comes from shortcut. I am the shortcut queen. I love shortcuts. And our programs and everything that I'm going to teach you today are shortcuts as well. But shortcuts doesn't mean you're going to get result in 2 days, 2 months. It takes time. You have to build that up. And today I'm going to teach you the 3 steps that you're going to go through. Whether you join us or not doesn't matter at all. After this, after the full session, those of you who stay until the end, we are going to share with you guys some very exclusive PDFs, which I don't share in general. Okay, so you're going to get the strategies for speech development. You're going to get strategies for detoxification, picky eating, overcoming guides, and all of those things, because I personally love to make sure whoever is giving me their attention and time, I value time the most. I don't value money as much. I value time and attention the most. So, this training is for you if you are tired of piecing together advice from the internet. Let me know in the chat which one you are, okay? Because I have been all five of that some point, okay? At some point. If you are one of these five categories, I know you will reach success, inshallah, okay? Inshallah. Because in our Holy Quran, it says there is a cure and a solution for every problem and disease and disorders that Allah has created except death. So why not? The second category is you have tried everything and nothing worked well enough. You are heartbroken, you are tired. You want the real solution, okay? You want to know what really needs to be done so that you can stop this trial and error and failure. So the third category is your failed attempts has robbed you of your confidence and left you guilt-ridden and ashamed. So if you are feeling ashamed, how many of you guys, let me know in the chat, feels that you have invested in, let's say, a homeopathic medication or a supplement, and then you didn't see results, and your people, your family members, maybe your husband, maybe your in-laws, maybe your mom, your siblings, someone in the family or in the external environment made fun of you, said to you that, oh my gosh, see, you failed. How many of you have been there or are in there right now? It is really, really stressful to be in when you tried something with a big intention but it didn't go right. Okay, I totally understand you. So this program, this training, today's training is also for you if you want to invest in the right system of your system for your child. And I'm gonna tell you where to find out and how to find out the best things that you can do within your budget. You don't have to break bank or anything. You can do every single thing within your budget. Okay, I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna share my own story when I was a broke single income family, okay? And we were able to do it, so you can too. And if you are somebody who just want a solution, as in somebody to walk you step by step through the whole journey, this is also the right training for you. So by the way, who is this training not for? Who is this training not for? This training is not for someone who believes that you have to manage the symptom and you cannot resolve them from the root. This training is also not for somebody who believe in creating assets and not investing in your child. This is also not for somebody who do not want to do the work, who wants somebody else to raise their child and solve all the problems, because here's the thing. No one is going to come and solve your problems. I waited for 2 years. I moved from my own country, leaving my firstborn son, leaving my mom and dad, a very thriving, career. I left everything and came to Canada in search of a solution for my autistic child. Canada didn't help me. I had to help myself. Okay, that is what I'm going to teach you guys today. And if you think that solution to your child's problem has to be complicated, and you try several different things together, you will also not reach success, because when you put yourself in several different places, your solutions get thinned out, it gets diluted. Okay, it gets totally diluted. And here's the thing, you can achieve your child's development, you can overcome behavioral issues, you can overcome every single thing that you are struggling with right now, but it always starts with you. It does not start with your child. Okay, we often think that my son doesn't eat, he's a picky eater, my son cannot do X, Y, and Z. We always put the big share of problems and why something is not working on the child. Let me know in the chat if this is resonating with you, if you guys think that you are also someone who is just totally feeling that things are not working. Things are not working. But here's the thing, it all starts with you. It always starts with you. Our students, so specifically this student, Sanjida, her child was about 7 years old when they joined. There was no speech, no regulation, behavioral issues, sleep issue, constipation, self-harming, every single problem that you can think of. Her child had all of those problems. And within 1 year, alhamdulillah, all of the things that you were seeing, overcoming pickiness, self-harm reduced, everything was possible if you follow the right system. Okay, and I'm gonna share with you guys the right system today, inshallah. So what am I gonna teach you that you probably never heard? I'm gonna share the 3 steps that finally helped me and my son to move forward with the exact system that I'm teaching thousands of moms to create progress at home. You do not have to go anywhere. You do not have to visit another country. You do not have to go to India for Panchakarma. You don't have to do anything. You just have to stay at your home, go through the system that I'm going to share with you. Okay? Pray to Allah, pray to your God, stay consistent, and you will make the success, inshallah. Guaranteed. I promise you. So these are the 3 steps that you're going to learn today. Step number 1 is how to build safety in your own nervous system and why that is the number 1 thing that you have to do before you think about overcoming picky eating, before you think about finding the right program, before you think about detox solutions, everything. Okay? Results and success of your child starts with your own nervous system. And for those of you who will stay until the end, I'm going to share with you my slides, and over here, I have linked a few videos, and I have also linked a few resources that you can go through at your leisure time. Not now, just focus on me, and you can understand even more and go deeper. The second step that you have to do after you build your nervous system is to implement a complete system. Your child's brain development is not just diet change. There has to be detox. There has to be lifestyle changes. There has to be the need-based parenting. And for you and your husband, mostly you, because in our Quran, the mother's fair share of things are 75%. And fathers is like 25% in raising a child. So your nervous system completely affects your child's nervous system. And when your child's nervous system is stressed, your child cannot learn, talk, focus at all. Okay? So first step is to build your nervous system. The second step is to implement a complete system. Anybody can guess what's the third step? Anyone in the chat? It's following the system that is working for a good amount of time so that the result can solidify. How many of you guys have shifted from one therapy to another or something to another in very short period of time? Is there anybody here? I do understand some of you have been trying, let's say, a therapy for years, and I'm not talking about those parents. I'm talking about the ones who start a journey, start seeing results, but then for some reason, because they have blocks, by the way, the reasons is you have nervous system blocks, you have belief system blocks, okay? And you haven't done your mindset work, you haven't done your trauma healing work. That's why even when something is working, you stop following that thing, okay? It does happen. It happens to our own students, okay? Like I said, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you every single of these strategies and resets and regulations for you so that you can start your child's autism success journey starting today, okay? So what's the promise I'm giving you? You do not need any complicated high-tech surgery, medicine, heavy protocols. You need a simple step-by-step guide that you can understand and implement from the comfort of your own home, okay? It is possible. So who am I? For those of you who are new to our spectrum, I am Dr. Tasnova Tunna. I am originally from Bangladesh. I did my PhD in natural medicine, pharmaceuticals From Malaysia, I have a B Pharm bachelor's and a master's. So I'm a pharmacist with 19 plus years of experience. I am also a scientist and published researchers. I have published many articles. I have worked as a reviewer. So when I'm giving you, you know, bits and pieces and informations and thoughts and advices, those are from regulated, studied, experienced places. Okay. I'm not just your average autism mom. I'm not just your average stay-at-home mom. Okay. So I'm also a natural medicine expert. I have been teaching students of honors and masters of, pharmacist before I came to Canada. I have 3 kids. My middle one is on the spectrum, just like me. I am also on the spectrum. We have graduated, alhamdulillah, 400 students through our programs. I'm also a detox specialist, trauma healer, mindset coach, and the CEO and founder of Autism Success Academy Incorporation. So this is where you are right now. You have tried everything. You are probably out of money. Many of you guys DM me saying that, Dr. T, I'm broke. I have spent all of my savings in buying things that have totally wasted my time and energy and money. What do I do? Okay. You are not the problem. You just need a new path. And if you feel like giving up, honey, your child is waiting for you. Okay. You can't give up. You give up means your child cannot reach the success that you see my son, alhamdulillah, and all the students that share their testimonials to reach. Okay. And here's the thing, neurodevelopmental delays are recoverable. Yesterday, I shared a reel in Instagram where Dr. Hyman has been interviewing a world-renowned child pediatrician, and she has said autism can be recovered. I have also shared through posts that recent researchers are saying that 37% of autistic kids can lose their diagnosis if they get the right treatment. So why can't your child be one of that? It totally is possible, okay? So what you need to do is you need to work on the gut and the brain and follow that up with a solid mindset and nervous system. And today you are in for a treat. I'm going to teach you guys some ways how to take care of your nervous system. And those does not include taking a bath, going for a walk, or doing meditation, okay? Those are real systems that have helped me and my students. And I'm going to teach you also about our protocol. So my aha moment was when I was waiting for the therapists, the doctors, the pandemic, post-pandemic situations to help me, and nobody was coming to help me. And my son's situation was going really bad. He broke his arm one day trying to get out of my hands. He wanted to jump out of my hands because he was so stressed. That was also a day that I promised myself that I am going to solve this problem. I am not going to work and wait for others to solve the problem. Okay, I was a suicidal mess. I was clinically depressed. My husband, who is also present here today, he's a member of our community and of our team as well. He used to observe me through CCTV. We had a CC camera in our room. We were living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and he put on a CC camera just to see if I offed myself or not. He would be always stressed. Anytime I would call him, his hand would start shaking. What if Muhammad tried to run away today? There were 3 different occasions when Muhammad opened the door and he just kind of ran away from the home, and I was feeding Ira. So I had to tear Ira away from my, breast, put her down, get the heck out of the room without my hijab, because, our home was like this. When you come out of the home, there were main street. So there were cars coming on, and I just had to run away without my hijab to save him from the oncoming traffic. I had to take Ira to my bathroom and do my pee and poop. And there were many months I would hold on to my poop until my husband would come back home. because Muhammad was so unpredictable. Sometimes he would throw Ira from her crib. He threw Ira like 2 or 3 times. And I was extremely scared for the safety of both the kids, because any time that I was not with Muhammad, he would be doing something that would be, harmful for him and unsafe for him. Okay. And from there, we were a single income family. My husband used to work in 3 different jobs. Okay. Just to bring in about 2,000 Canadian dollars. And we had to save money. We saved money to buy our own car. Okay. We saved money to buy supplements for Muhammad. We saved money to buy essentials for him and Ira. Okay. And that is totally possible. If you are from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other country, where when you exchange the Canadian dollars or USD to your current local currency and it becomes a huge amount and you are thinking, oh my gosh, where do I get the money from? There are students inside my programs. There is one program called ATSBD, which is from Bangladesh, like people from Bangladesh who stays there. There are people from the villages who are joining that program. Okay, so it is not about how much you are earning. It is about your mindset and what you really want to achieve, whether you have the permission to solve the problem or not. And these are the 5 things that have helped me to overcome my child's problems and my own problems. Okay, I stopped complaining and being a victim. I worked on my mindset. I went through several different, trauma healing journeys with coaches, with programs, with other courses, because I understood that I can only be a part of Muhammad's success if I am not creating trauma for him, if I am not becoming the obstacle for him. Okay. The third thing that I did was I built a system around his needs, not what other people were telling me to do. I researched, I understood what his body needs, and I gave those things. What his brain needs, what his mind needs, and I gave those things. The fourth thing that I did was I created a community and support system around me. So for Muhammad's improvement, my husband was one of the big pillars. My mom, my sister, and my brother, my family, they were pretty, loving and caring about it. Yes, there was a time when I went grain free and Muhammad started losing weight. And when my mom saw it, she started crying and shouting and screaming curses at me, saying that, I'm killing her grandson. But when within 8 months, the first word he said was mom, and then he started understanding, looking at her, talking to her, responding to her. And after 2 years on the journey, we went to Bangladesh, and he was totally out of what she was used to seeing in him. She joined the bandwagon. Okay, she also joined the bandwagon. So it is totally possible. If the adults in your home, if the elderly people in your home are blaming you, cursing you for changing the diet, you are not the only one. Pretty much every single one of my students had to go through that, and we are able to overcome that when we stop becoming the victim. You have to stop becoming the victim. Okay, you have to take the reign of power from another person in your own hands. Okay, even our religion teaches that, by the way. The fifth thing that I did, and I can recommend you guys, is I stopped following autism influencers who were always crying, glorifying autism, glorifying that, autism is not a disability, it's a super ability. Tell me, how is autism a super ability if my child is literally bashing his head in the wall because he's so frustrated, he does not have the words to share his frustration with me? I don't believe that. I am probably the only, autistic coach who is on the spectrum but who is also saying that your child's problems need to be solved, not glorified. I am very proud of being on the spectrum. I am very proud that Muhammad is on the spectrum. What I did, what I'm different for is this. I want to keep my identity intact, but I also want to ensure that I am not stopping myself from flourishing to the best possible version that I can be. And same goes for Muhammad. Same goes for your son and daughter. Okay? So, like I said, we have to build a safety in your nervous system. We have to implement a complete system, and we have to become a stickler for maintaining those systems. Because if you do not maintain those systems, they're going to all break apart. How many of you just think that, magically your home is going to be cleaned and sprinkling in details? It's not happening. You have to go there, you have to clean up, you have to mop, sweep, and do everything that needs to be done. Because to maintain a good health, to maintain a good home, you have to stay on track. Okay, so the step one is that I'm going to teach you is how to build resilience and safety in your own nervous system. Okay, so I want to share a little story. So in my initial days of being a coach, there was a mom who joined from, I think she was from Europe. Okay, so she was Spanish, she was from Europe, but she was a Muslim. She was converted Muslim. So she told me that my son doesn't have mirror neuron. That's why he is not learning things. Even though the program is fantastic and whatnot, but it's not working for my child because my child don't have mirror neurons. And I was like, who told you that? She was very adamant into believing that mirror neurons are broken because there is a theory. It is called mirror neuron theory. Okay, so there is a theory, and I have, if you guys can see, I have shared links to the articles and to the journals. Okay, publications in the PDF. You will get them as well, so don't worry. Let me just go on. So those people used to believe that every human being have mirror neurons. Okay, so a mirror neuron is how kids learn from their environment, from their parents. They mirror the behavior, language, expression of their environment. Okay, that's how mirror neuron works. So the theory says that autistic kids, their mirror neuron system, MNS, is destroyed, okay, or defaulted. But do you know that recently there have been proofs, there have been research that that theory is bullshit? Your child has perfectly normal mirror neuron system. And that was something that I was trying to share. Okay. I have tried to switch off the, what is the thing called? Putting on the corrections. I don't know, some people. So please do not touch the screens, guys. I have tried to disable those things, but I don't know why that didn't work on. So when you touch the screen or you try to share something, what happens, it puts on a scratch mark on the presentation, and I don't know how that happens. I'm not very uh, techie guy. I'm just trying to disable everything and I don't know. Okay, so let's get on with it. When you are overwhelmed, your child feels the overwhelm. Okay, even if you are smiling, your nervous system follows your child's nervous system, and your child's nervous system follows your nervous system. So your child mirrors your state through the mirror neuron network. Okay, this system is how every human child learns to speak, focus, behavior, attention, learning and school, every single thing. Okay, so please believe in this. And whenever you see this is coming from a scientist, by the way, whenever you see a scientific publication where somebody is saying gut healing doesn't matter, food doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, or this medicine is very good, that medicine is very good. Those are, take them with a grain of salt. Don't believe every single publication. You know why? Because today they are saying something is bad for your child. Wallahi, within the next year, somebody is going to prove that this publication was wrong. I totally understand when you guys feel so overwhelmed with information. Everybody is saying something different. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat who here feels like that. That everybody is saying something about something. Everybody is saying this is important, that is important, this is problem, that is problem. Okay? It is really hard to discern. Why was it easy for me? It was easy for me because I was a scientist. I knew how to wade through information, but probably you are not a scientist. That's why it is so hard for you. I would suggest you pick one person to follow. If you feel that that person have the scientific knowledge, the educational background, and the experience achieving what you want to achieve, just follow those 1 or 2, 3 people. That's it. The more you confuse yourself with system, with different types of people and their opinion, you're going to get confused. It's going to get really hard for you to stay on track. Okay? All right, so what is the science and soul concept? The science and soul concept is this. There is a mind and body connection with every human kids, okay? There is a mind-body connection with every single human beings. Whatever you feel in your body comes up in your nervous system. Whatever you feel in your nervous system is shown or enacted in the body, okay? So our human system is a mind-body connection. There is a connection of the mind on the body and the body on the mind as well, okay? And here's the thing. You have to be the vagal anchor for your child. So what is a vagal anchor? Every brain has something called vagus nerve. And I have created a beautiful PDF with all the anchors and all of these details, which you're going to get after the presentation. Okay. So vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the human body, which helps human beings to regulate emotions. So when your child is having a meltdown or anger, frustration, focus issues, and things like that, which we call as dysregulation, you can help your child build that regulation when you can mirror the regulation yourself. If you are angry, frustrated, your child will be angry and frustrated. 100%. Okay? Your child cannot access learning, speech, connection, when your child is stuck in fight, flight, or freeze mode. How many of you knows about this fight, flight, freeze reactions? Okay, so whenever our nervous systems feel threatened, whenever our nervous system feels threatened, we go into a fight mode where we fight, or flight mode where we run away, or freeze mode where we are stuck in a panic. Okay? So when you are in fight, flight, or freeze mode, you are in survival. Similarly, your child's system is in survival when he is in fight, flight, or freeze mode. And I always say this: a stressed brain never develops to its full potential. If your child's brain is stuck in fight, flight, or freeze mode, he's not going to learn new words. He's not going to learn how to talk. He's not going to learn how to behave or understand world. Do you guys understand why your nervous system safety is so much important? Your calm is not a luxury. It is mandatory. Your calm is not a luxury. It is mandatory. Because when you can create safety in your own body, in your own mind, you can create safety in your child's environment. And that is how your child's nervous system can recalibrate, regulate, and move forward. You can use the oils, you can use the diet, you can do the lifestyle, you can do the grounding, but those are all like percentages of things that is important, because everything comes together. There cannot be one or two solution to your child's problems. There is like a network of support that needs to be there. Okay. All right. So the most powerful therapy tool that your child has is your nervous system. The most powerful therapy tool that your child has is your nervous system. Okay. It's your nervous system. So if you don't have to be perfect, by the way. What I'm saying is you do not have to be perfect. You can make mistakes. You just have to be present and you have to be calm. Okay. And today I'm going to guide you guys through a very small exercise that I teach inside my programs and that you can do every single day. And you are going to learn how to build resilience in your own nervous system. Because if you are stressed, you are not going to be able to follow through any single thing. It is not going to be possible. Okay. Because there is something called resonance effect. So what's a resonance effect? A resonance effect is whereby something creating a certain vibration affects everything else around that thing. So for example, if you are stressed, you're going to create stress vibration around your environment. And because of resonance effect, that stress vibration is going to affect your child's vibration as well. It's going to affect your husband. It's going to affect your plants. It's going to affect your pets. Every single person around you is going to be affected by your nervous system. Okay. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to start creating the safety inside the body. And your safety first, because then only you can teach safety in your child. Here's one thing. If my nervous system is not regulated, I cannot be a good coach. Because when you bring your nervous system dysregulation and I am not regulated, you're going to make me dysregulated. And I cannot serve you from that dysregulation. That was also one of the reasons why I had to go through so much nervous system work, because the level of support that is needed by autism moms, I would say it's way more than cancer patients sometimes. I have seen my fair share of cancer patients in my family, in my extended family. And I would say taking care of autism mom or an autism mom taking care of her autistic kid, it beats cancer any single day. Anybody here feels like that? Let me know. Okay. All right. So one of our students shared something that's so beautiful that I wanted to share with you guys as well. I asked them, was there any moment or module that completely shifted their understanding? So she said, every module is complete and contains detailed enough information, which was easy to understand. But the mindset module was a game changer for me that made me able to follow all the other modules the way they should be followed. That led me to success, alhamdulillah. Okay. So that is why we have mindset as a very important part of our protocol, because I can give you all the solutions. If you are not able to follow those solutions, you will not get the success. So what kind of coach will I be if I don't give you also the way how to get the solutions, right? So I'm going to take like a 1 minute pause here because I want you guys to hear this from one of our students. Really, mentally. Ooh, that was nice. Okay. So step two is a full protocol. Okay. You have to know a complete brain development system that will help your child overcome their issues, whatever they are, through the 5 pillars. So I always talk about the 5 pillars, and I'm not going to go very deep. You can watch about the 5 pillars videos. I have over 180 videos in my YouTube. But for very short, for those of you who are first time here, I'm going to give a very brief overview of the 5 pillars. So these are the 5 things that builds the whole system of autism success. And those of you who are asking questions or who are raising your hands, please wait until the end. I will give you guys some time to answer your questions if you have. Okay, so the first pillar, as you can understand, is mindset and trauma healing, because your trauma becomes the blueprint of how you parent. Let me say it again. Your trauma becomes the blueprint of how you parent. And parenting is our 5th pillar. So we start with mindset. We start by building a mother who is calm and firm. Because if you are not firm, you cannot change your child's, diet. You cannot change the lifestyle. You cannot take the gadget away from your child's hand if you're not firm. If you are somebody like, okay, he doesn't understand, let him do whatever he wants, let him eat all the junk food he wants, that's not the kind of parent who's going to help your child. I'm going to give you straight and true to what actually works. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat. The second pillar is gut brain healing diet. So the kind of diet that I teach is grain free. So I have been gluten free for about 1.5 years with Muhammad, but then we hit plateau. He was not gaining any other things. We hit a plateau, and I knew there were more that we could do. That was when I started the grain free. I removed all forms of grain, all forms of packaged food, added sugar, added colors. I cooked everything at home. And like I said, I am the shortcut queen. I don't cook every single day. Even today, I don't cook every single day. 6 years ago, I never cooked every single day. I would cook one day and I will, meal prep for the next 2-3 days max. And after that, I will cook another fresh batch of things. Okay. And what I did was I did a lot of experimentation on bringing in flavor. And by the way, for those of you guys who have a picky eater, I have 2 different PDFs for you guys today. So one of them would be how to make food tasty, and another one would be how to overcome picky eating. So you can peruse those PDFs and start using having your own diet change journey. The third pillar is doing a gentle yet effective detox. So here is something that I want to share. When you see influencers talking about detox baths, remember, detox baths are surface level. Detox baths doesn't go inside your child's liver and clean up the liver, doesn't go inside the blood and clean up the blood, right? How far can the water that you are bathing in go inside? Far. It can do a little bit of lymphatic drainage. Okay. So what we do in the form of detox is we use an Ayurvedic medicine which goes inside the body. It cleans the blood. It strengthens the liver. It also strengthens the kidneys to, suss out the toxins. We follow that up with an enema, which helps the large intestine to get rid of all the big toxins, stored poop, and all of those things, regulate pooping. Okay. Then the other thing that we do is we teach our students to do essential oils. I mean, using essential oils and do lymphatic drainage massage. You can go to YouTube and do lymphatic drainage massage, and you can use the oils to do the lymphatic drainage massage, and then add the detox bath to it. Then only the detox bath will do its job when you have done the major part of it through changing the internal situation of your child's body. Okay. The fourth pillar is holistic lifestyle. So with lifestyle, no gadgets, no handheld gadgets. Your child can watch TV 2 hours max. There has to be a lot of outdoor plays. There has to be a lot of sweating, jumping on trampoline, having regular baths, going out as a family, eating as a family, using non-toxic chemical-free alternatives for food, for cookware, for anything and everything that is related to the life. It has to be non-toxic as much as possible. All right. And the fifth pillar is being that parent your child needs to gain confidence. How many of you can truly, without being bitchy about it, blame our parents for not giving us the confidence that we sorely lack? Those of us who are not having confidence, we can go back and we can actually realize that our parents were not confident themselves, which is why they could not teach us confidence as well. Okay. People pleasing is such a toxic trait that it actually hinders our progress in everything in life. Okay. Even in our Quran, even in our deen, what is said? If we do something, even if a good deed we do for showing others, for pleasing others, it does not please Allah. The only thing that pleases God Almighty is what you do for yourself from a good intention, from a solid intention. Okay. And another thing that I did was I romanticized and glamorized and incentivized my journey. So how did I romanticize? What I did was I used good quality food. I would, have nice tablecloths. I would have nice dinner wares, and I would feed my kids from nice looking bowls and stuff. And I would take pictures of them, and I would share with with my community. I tried to make every single meals. I decorate my home. I love decorating my home. Even when I didn't have money, I would go to Dollarama and I would buy things from there. I would decorate my home, even when Muhammad wouldn't understand what was going on. You know why? Because when your home is clutter free, your mind is clutter free. When your mind is clutter free, you can understand what you should do. You can make the better decisions, which will take you closer to success. And what do we do about incentivizing? So incentivizing, let's say if I am able to complete stage one of, we have something called heal and seal, and I'm going to talk about it a little more in the next slides. We have something which is an intensive protocol. So I would incentivize myself. If I can finish stage one with Muhammad, I will buy that dress or that shoe. If I am able to feed him this broccoli for the next 7 days straight, I am gonna buy this new thing for the home. Or we are gonna go to this vacation after I am done following this protocol for 6 months, things like that. Use incentives to reach a goal. Okay, to reach a goal. All right, these are the 10 modules that we have. So when we start the process, when you start your process, let's say you want to build your own system, okay? You want to build your own system. I want to share with you guys something that you can start doing today. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to get on board, bring your partner on board, make the decision that yes, we are going all in, okay? The next thing, module 2, the next thing that you need is work on your trauma healing. Find all the books, all the journals, all the videos that you can. If you want to do a DIY version of it, find trauma healers that you resonate with. Use their free informations, use their guided meditation. Calm your nervous system. Step 3 or module 3 is start with detoxification, not with changing lifestyle or food or blah, blah, blah. Start with detoxification. And when you want to buy something off internet, please review that very well. A lot of the times people are sharing disgusting things on the internet, passing them on as safe. Okay. And it is hard. A lot of the time, I get a lot of DMs, like sharing pictures, like, do you think this is safe? Do you think that thing is safe? And I do answer. So you can come to my DMs and you can ask me questions. I will, inshallah, answer you. After you do basic detox, your child will be stable. Okay. And when your nervous system is calm, your child is a little stable, that is when you can deploy the diet change part. Okay. So diet change, excuse me, diet change in our program happens in two phases. The first phase is going grain-free and milk-free. So the first thing in terms of diet you have to do is you have to go grain-free and milk-free. Okay. After you are done grain-free and milk-free, and by the way, if you are one of our mini course student, and Talha, can you please share our mini course link in the chat? So Talha is going to share our mini course link in the chat. When you guys join the mini course, you're going to learn our top 5 to 7 supplements and things that we use inside the program for detoxification. Okay. So you can do that. That is only 37 US dollars. So when you get those opportunities to incorporate the detox, you can change the diet. You can give your child more nutrition. If you cannot follow any of the rest of the modules or any of the rest of the steps that I'm going to tell you now, you can reach 50% of success on your own, inshallah. You can reach 50% of success on your own, inshallah. Okay. And if you want to break through the plateaus, here's what you have to do. Here's what I did. Okay. I started Heal and Seal. So Heal and Seal is a modified version of GAPS diet, the GAPS 6 stages. It's a modified version. I do not advise the full-on GAPS version because it is extremely hard for a lot of our people to follow a soup-based diet for a very long period of time, just like it's taught. And by the way, GAPS talk about using cheese, which I don't, I don't advise. Okay. So when you give cheese to your child, even if it is GAPS approved and whatnot, cheese has casein, and casein, if not digested well, is gonna create casomorphin, and I did not want to risk. Whenever I gave cheese following Dr. Natasha's ideas, okay, my son would regress. So what I did was I incorporated an Ayurvedic version of the Heal and Seal, which is understandably easier and more effective than the GAPS itself. Okay, that's what I teach inside the program. So you can buy the GAPS book. You can start trying the steps mentioned there. So GAPS can become your, the next 3 or 4 steps. And after that, you have to, when you get into a result that is stable, you have to go to the maintenance. Okay. So these are some of the results that a lot of our students are getting, inshallah. So one of them is saying that, currently on Heal and Seal stage 1. Stage 1 is at the moment, her eldest daughter made massive improvements with toilet training. She now tells us what she needs when she needs to go to the toilet without soiling herself. Nighttime is also going good. So for this person, for this student, her top three intention for the program was to potty train her child, to make sure that her child sleeps through the night, and to also encourage language and communication. She actually joined us in a smaller course in winter school. Then she upgraded to YLD, and then she is now our 6MD student. She loves our program so much. Okay. All right. The third secret is you have to maintain the momentum. You have to maintain the momentum. And how can you do that? I'm going to tell you, stay on track. I'm going to show you guys steps that I take my students through the protocol. Okay. You guys ready for the solutions to your big problems? Let's go. So Let's say a student made some real great progress in 6 months, because our ATS 6MD is 6 months container, right? So after that, what happens is sometimes some students get out of the bandwagon. They think, I have been inside the program for 6 months, I have followed everything she has told, I have started seeing results, I don't have to do much of anything else. That's the mistake. That's the biggest mistake, giving up before you solidify the results. Here is the thing. It takes 21 months for nervous system to completely rewire. Write it down in your notebook. It takes 21 months for nervous system to completely rewire. It takes minimum 8 months for gut to heal. It takes minimum 8 months of grain-free, milk-free diet for the gut to substantially heal. So if you start the journey 2 months in, you start seeing results, and then you hit a plateau and you think, oh my gosh, grain-free is not the thing to go. Let me try another thing. Let me try Nemchuk protocol. Let me try this protocol and that protocol. Here's the thing. Most of the protocols that I see online are all shallow. They are not as deep as it is needed for your child. They are just very temporary solutions. Add this inulin thing, do that sunrise thing. And no wonder you guys are so upset with us in general. Okay, I understand when you guys are so upset with us, like what the heck, like everybody's saying different things. It's so hard for you. It is so hard for you. And that is also one of the reasons why our programs, alhamdulillah, have so much good result. Because when somebody comes inside the vortex, I hold on to them so tight and I make sure that they complete their protocol. So that's how the results are coming in. You need a strong guide who can beat your ass when you are too lazy. Get out of your couch. When you are too frustrated. Okay? I am that badass, by the way. Okay, so this is like a healing curve. Okay? Healing is never linear. It always goes up and down, up and down. As you can see, there is improvement coming in. You hit a peak and then you hit a setback. You find an obstacle and then you're probably thinking, is it time to give up? If you can ride through the low part, you will still, inshallah, come out with a breakthrough. And I'm going to teach you now how you can do that. First of all, step number 1. So let's say how you have hit a plateau. How many of you guys, is there anybody here who are already on a journey? There are so many messages. There are lots and lots of messages, by the way. I probably won't be able to go through all of them. But yeah, there are people who are using Nemechek, gluten casein free. There are lots of other people talking about lots of other methods, like domain method. Girl, you don't have to think about all of those methods right now. So just follow my voice and the presentation. If you are following a method, okay, let's say you are following the domain method or a sunrise method or a Nemechek protocol, whatever you are following, okay, you hit a plateau. Here's how, if you were my student, I would move you through. Step number 1, check for overall direction. Okay, so a plateau still feels stable. When your child hits a plateau, what's the difference? By the way, what's the difference between a plateau and a mistake? Because a lot of you guys are in mistake, not in a plateau. There is a confusion always going on. Because when you are telling me you are following X, Y, and Z, and I have either followed them and I have seen that they don't do the results, or my students have followed and crashed and burned, I can 100% guarantee you, you are not in a plateau, you are in a mistake. But I don't want to make assumptions without knowing your own situation, because everybody's situation is unique. You are the one living your life inside your body, inside your environment. You have to be, I'm giving you the tools. You have to be the one making the discernment, okay? All right, we don't have much time. I have to move through very fast. So what's the difference between a plateau and a mistake? The first thing is a plateau will feel stable. A plateau means your child is not progressing, but he's also not regressing. There may be no progress, but there won't be any regression. That's a plateau. So for example, is your child's appetite, sleep, energy stable? If it's yes, then it's a plateau. If there is no new behaviors or regressions, then yes, you are in a plateau. If you feel grounded and you are not frustrated, your gut is not telling you you are in the wrong direction, then you are just in a plateau. Okay? On the other hand, here are the ways you can say that you are doing a mistake. Okay? If you are seeing a decline or a red flag in new meltdowns, food refusals, sleep disruption, constipation, gut issues flaring up, eczema, allergies coming up, sudden loss of skills or connections, all of those things will tell you that you are in a mistake phase, not in a plateau. Okay? And by the way, please don't start beating yourself up. Whether it's a plateau or a mistake, they are all okay. They are all okay. Do you think I didn't do any mistake? I made hundreds of mistakes with Muhammad. But what I did was I never gave up, never beat myself up to the deathbed. I made peace with my mistakes and I was like, it's okay. Tomorrow is a new day. Plateaus are pauses, mistakes are detours. Neither are wrong and neither is the end. Okay, this is not the end. If you are in a mistake, let's rectify that. Okay, so when you understand excuse me, when you understand that you are in a plateau or a mistake, here's what you have to do. Zoom out of the protocols, come out of the system and think, is the system or the protocol that you are following, is it still aligned? Am I still following the core principles? So for example, some of our graduates sometimes forget the diet or the detox. They forget the self-care, co-regulation and consistency. They go to the parties, they go to public affairs, and then they have parties at home all the time, new people coming in at home, creating chaos in the family. That could be a reason why you are hitting the plateau or the mistake. Okay? Another question to ask yourself, did I introduce something new? So you could introduce a new supplement which could cause regression. You could introduce a new food that your child is intolerant or allergic that you probably don't know. That could cause to regression. Did the screen time pattern increase somehow? That could cause regression. Okay? So these two questions, I want you guys to ask this question to yourself. When you hit a plateau, zoom out of the problem and ask yourself these questions. Because if you step out of the alignment with your protocol, it's likely a mistake. If you were not following the protocol as it was taught, it was likely a mistake. And by the way, a few of the protocols are mistake also. I don't want to name them. I just know that they are not right. Okay. So if you are consistent and the pause came anyway, it's probably a plateau. Let's say you were consistent with the program and the protocol. You were very consistent. You followed everything. Then there was no mistake. There was just a plateau which you can overcome, inshallah. Okay. So the third step is to gauge the nervous system. Pay very close attention. A child stuck in a plateau often shows signs of integration. So integration is they're processing things, they're learning new things inside. Okay. When you sow a seed, does it come out the next day? It takes 14 days. It takes 7 days for the seed to first grow down, to first grow roots and go down. And then it springs up and shows the leaves that you are waiting to see. Okay. So plateaus often seem quieter. The kids can often be more internalized. They could be more emotionally sensitive. It does not mean that you have broken the system. It just means that they are processing. Your child is just processing new things, okay? On the other hand, a mistake will usually cause dysregulation. Your child's stimming can increase, meltdowns will increase, aggression will increase, he will be too much clingy to you, or they will just shut down. All of those things are also signs of dysregulation. Okay? So if you have understood that that there is a risk, there is a plateau and a mistake, here's what you have to do as the last step. You have to reset. You have to reset the whole system. Okay? And this is something that I also teach to my students. So they would probably say, like, my son was extremely awesome in stage 1 and 2. When I started stage 3, he started doing blah, blah, blah. Then I would ask my student, what new food did you introduce in stage 3? They will answer, I introduced X, Y, and Z. And I would say, stop that food for 1 week and come back to me. 98% of the time, they will answer within a week and they will say the stimming, the problem have gone away or have reduced. And I would be like, that food was the trigger. Stop that and do not introduce that food until your child goes back to the stable plateau. I mean, sorry, not the plateau, the stable improvements, okay? So when you hit a problem, you have to do a reset. How to do the reset? The first thing that you do is go back to the last stable phase. Number 2, remove any recent additions, food or oils or therapies. Please do not beat yourself up. Oh my gosh, I bought this oil and now suddenly my child is dysregulated. Dr. T is full of bullshit. No, 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 no. There could be a rare case where your child is not just suiting with the oil at this moment. I have seen a lot, dozens of kids who did not like certain oils that we were using for the first week, but they absolutely loved from week 2 or month 2. Okay? If that mother stopped using that oil for the rest of her life, she would not have seen the improvements or the changes. Okay, that is what I'm trying to tell you guys about the maintenance part. Number 3 is increase nervous system regulation rituals for extra 3 days. Okay, increase the nervous system regulation. So how can you do all of those things? Baths help, hugging each other helps, meditation helps, doing anything that regulates you and your child helps. It could be a heart-to-heart hug for 20 seconds every few hours. It could be you praying istighfar. It could be you doing tahajjud at night. Whatever it is that you feel like you have to do, just do it. Because if the problem stays neutral, it's plateau. If you see improvement after you remove the problem, it was just a mistake. Okay? Final reminder, healing always includes plateau. Mistakes always is just a redirection. Neither plateau nor mistake means you are failed. Okay? You just need a guide who knows how to move you past the mistakes and the plateau. So right now, you could be tired, guilt-ridden, shame-stricken, brain numbed out, body exhausted and frazzled. But you want to feel like this, like a family of happy people going on having the time of their life. And by the way, I am going to Bangladesh, alhamdulillah, taking all of these kids with me. And we are going to stay there for 2 months, inshallah. And few years ago, that would have been the scariest decision of our life. You know, there was a time when the first time when I went back to Bangladesh after about 2.5 years of having Muhammad on the protocol, I was very scared. What if he gets dysregulated there? What if this happens and that happens? And alhamdulillah, I am so happy Muhammad is writing me love letters for the Api and Nan. I mean, my in-laws and my mother. So he's writing love letters what he wants. He wants to eat rice and dal and roti. and he wants to have the best time of his life in Bangladesh. So inshallah, something like that is also possible for you, because according to our students, this is the only program that moms are getting healing sessions as well. Okay. And here's the thing. After this presentation, now that you know that how to discern the mistake, how to discern the plateau, how to overcome, I actually gave you guys a lot of information today. Okay. You might be thinking, I got everything that I need. What if some of you don't make the changes that I have taught you today? There will be a big chunk of you guys, even somebody who's watching me on a replay. Okay. There could be someone who's thinking, I have the information, I am feeling okay, and I'm okay, I'm regulated. Let's just move on with life. And then bam, another problem will come up. Because here's the thing, most of you guys are stuck in a nervous system loop. When you are stressed, you find somebody whose reel or content resonates with you. You agree with that person, you follow that person, or maybe you just felt good about the information. You went on with your life, your child might be regulated until the next time that your child pauses. Then you are again brought out of your hypnotic state. And then you are like, oh my gosh, I have to find a solution. How many of you go into this loop of of gaining information and not really implementing those information? You need to break this cycle today. Promise me you're going to break this cycle today. Promise me here today, Dr. T, I solemnly promise you by the name of God that whatever information I have learned from here today, I am going to start implementing at least one of them. At least one of them. Okay? Here is something for you. Imagine your child having communication and emotional intelligence, having full functioning speech and language, having calm, happy, joyful life and playing with other kids, sleeping all night long, being independent, understanding danger, social skills, and being in crowds. You can go to all those shadi and parties, and your child is not having meltdown. Your child can take care of himself, go to the washroom, do his thing, clean up himself, come back. You can go to that dawat and you can feed your child is feeding on himself and you don't have to stress out. That life is totally possible for you. Okay. And at this moment, for many of you, this is probably something that is not resonating maybe because you just cannot think or imagine. You want your child to achieve all of these things, by the way, but you just cannot imagine this to be possible for you. You just cannot. So here is something that I'm going to do. I am going to stop sharing and I want you guys to go through a small meditation kind of thing that I'm going to teach you today. Okay. So everybody close your eyes, lean back in your chair. Close your eyes, lean back in your chair. If you have oils available to you, use Adaptive and Copaiba because both of them helps with emotional regulation. Take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Some more deep breaths. In through your nose. Make that shush noise, just like you used to keep your, put your son to bed using that shush noise. It actually calms the vagus nerve system, okay? Shh. If you are not driving or operating any machineries, then you can do it with me. Okay, now close your eyes. If you haven't already, connect with the first quadrant of your being, which is your body. Connect with your body. Feel your body. Where in your body are you feeling hot or cold, warm or stretchy or itchy or numb? You don't have to do anything, just observe. Keep breathing. And now ask your body. Maybe this is the first time you're talking to your body out loud. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's hearing you. Out loud, ask your body. Say salam to your body. Assalamu alaikum. How are you feeling? What do you need from me? Ask your body what it needs from you and listen. Listen to your body's voice. It may be asking for a rest, a nap, some chocolates, a hug. And then say, thank you, body. We never say thanks to our body, by the way. We never say thanks to our body. We are always taking care, for using our body, but we never actually thanking the body. So the next quadrinity part that you're going to connect is your intellect, the thinking part of your brain. Your brain is thinking. It has been absorbing all the informations that I have shared with you just now. And it's thinking. So what is your intellectual part thinking? What is your intellect thinking? What is your intellect thinking? Hania, Farzana, Farhana, Sabiha, Linda, Onu, Aisha, Lakshmi, Kirti, Minha, Uma, Jasmine, Sheila, Sandeha, Noor, Shioma, Hania, Zahara, all of you ladies, Farzeen, subhanallah, lots and lots of you, alhamdulillah. What are you guys thinking? What is your intellect thinking? Ask intellect, what do you need from me today? And listen. Those of you who are chatting, I would request you to focus on the meditation part, okay? You can think, you can ask me the question. I'm going to answer you. Don't worry. Just relax and let in. Let this sensation come in. Let this knowledge come in. Close your eyes, Uma, Nimzia, Neima. Stop writing and just relax and ask your intellect, what do you need from me today? And remember what your intellect asked for you. Okay? What did your intellect ask you to do? Just listen and then say, thank you, intellect. Now connect with your emotional self. The baby who is probably stuck in fight, flight, or freeze mode. Connect to your intellect. Put a hand on your heart. One hand on your heart, put the other hand on on top of the hand. And ask yourself. Ask your emotional part. What do you need from me today? Maybe your emotional self needs some downtime, needs to cry, needs a hug. Maybe they are giving you an advice. Gently listen to the advice and say, thank you, intellect. Sorry, thank you, emotional self. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And now sit up a little different from however way you are sitting up, because now you are going to connect with your spiritual self, your soul. Now you're going to connect with your spiritual self, your soul. Sit up in a different position. Visualize your spiritual self as the brilliant, pragmatic, enigmatic light that is inside of you. that is connected to God, connected to every other human beings, and ask your spiritual self for advice. Your spiritual self doesn't need anything, by the way. This is the intuition. Every single day, ask yourself, take 5 minutes, connect to your body, ask yourself these things. So ask your spiritual self, what advice do you have for me today? What do you want me to do? What should I do? Bring your question to her. How do I heal my child? I want my child to have things. Okay. Listen to your spiritual self and then say, thank you, spiritual self. And now use your left hand to hug the right side of your body and your right hand to hug the left side of your body and hug yourself. And move from front to back, front to back. You are swaying from front to back. And then you can sway from right to left, whichever one feels good and calming to you. Shh. So now imagine your child speaking, talking, going to a public school, writing you love letters, calling you mama, speaking to you in sentences. All of those things. Do you see? Soak that vision in. It's called visualization, and it has been research approved that when somebody visualizes their success, there is a 85% chances of increased possibility for that person to reach that success. And now whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes and we can go back to our next segments of the presentation. And I'm gonna move through them very fast. So you can open your eyes, come back to the room. All right. So you know your child can achieve those things. Your spiritual self has given you some ideas and advices. So if you want to achieve those things, you can either try it on your own or you can do it with me and your coaches. Okay. So our program, ATS 6MD, is coming with lifetime membership. It is the proven 5 pillars protocol, which is more in-depth and in support and accountability. And I have added some really cool bonuses for you guys available for the next 7 days. Okay. So the bonuses that I want to share with you guys is number 1. This is something that many of our students have requested me to add, and I have added. So for the first time in our history, there will be 6 one-to-one calls with me and you. If you join our program every month, we are going to have a one-to-one call so that I can tweak. You can bring your mistakes. You can bring your plateaus from public eyes. You do not have to share. You can come to me and I'm going to solve those problems for you, inshallah. And that one is our number 1 bonus for webinar participants. The second bonus is you're going to get 2 emotional one-to-one coaching sessions whereby our master practitioner, Lynn, is going to guide you through your emotional blocks and you're going to help recalibrate and regulate your nervous system. That is our second bonus. The third one is you're going to get 3 one-to-one diet sessions. So previously there were just 1 one-to-one diet session. Now you're going to get 3 instead of 1 because I wanted to make sure that, because I now know in which stages the students are going to hit their plateau. Okay, I know my program inside out. I know my students inside out. I know in which stages they're going to hit plateau. So I have included those amount of diet sessions to help you move through the diet problems that you might be having. Okay, So the fourth bonus is 4 extra one-to-one session with my coaches. And then they are autism moms who have graduated from our course, our program, and they have their own way of understanding and connecting with you on a one-on-one level. And the fifth bonus is you're going to get onboarding support, supplement shipping, lifestyle calls, and all of those things. Okay. So for those of you guys who don't know, our best signature program is Autism Transformation and Success 6MD, which is 6 months diploma. It is now a true hybrid. It is now a true hybrid of extensive personal support, whereby you are getting 16 one-to-one coaching, 17 one-to-one coaching calls, actually, 17 one-to-one coaching calls. And at the same time, you will have the group containers. So even 1 month ago, ATS 6MD was a group container with 2 or 3 one-to-one calls. But now you are getting 2 different programs. You are getting the full group program. You're also getting like a one-to-one program, because you are getting one-to-one support from me every single month with our other coaches, giving you all the strategies for all the 5 pillars. Okay, customizing everything. So if you are inside the program, these are the 5 pillars, and this is how you are going to get help from us. So we are going to, for your mindset and nervous system regulation, we are going to teach you NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. We are going to help you with emotional release techniques. We are going to help you overcome your parenting blocks. We are going to help you gain emotional healing and stability. For the gut and brain healing diet, we are going to help you overcome picky eating, however severe this is, ARFID, whatever you guys call those things. The only change I need is in you. You have to change first, and then only you can change your child. Okay, Einstein says you cannot get the solution from the same mindset that created the problem. Okay. So we will also move you through the intensive clarification protocols. We are going to help you with the brain tissue development, digestion, all of those things, okay? For detoxification, you will get extensive supports through the program. We will also teach you how to build your own toxin-free lifestyle. We are going to help you. This is actually priceless, by the way. We are going to help you be the best parent for your child. We are going to help you understand your son or daughter, why your child is doing certain things, even when they're nonverbal and not understanding. And then you can move through those plateaus and mistakes and stagnations fast, just like that. Okay. So I have built the program and the bonuses to make sure that your learning is easy. It is more rich. It is more deep. Okay. It is more deep. So unlike other protocols, this one was built by a mother for another mother. This was not built by a doctor for a patient. So I know where all the mothers get stuck. It was built by a true professional with certification, not somebody who was, just a regular supervisor in a medical setting without the certification. And by the way, only 3 kinds of people can tell themselves as healthcare professional: a doctor, a pharmacist, and a nurse. Nobody else can actually call themselves a healthcare professional. Why? Because doctor, pharmacist, and nurse, we 3, I am by the way a pharmacist. So we 3, we learn human biology, anatomy, physiology, microbiology, gut very extensively. Nobody else learns that much. So me understanding how your child's anatomy works versus someone else who is not a doctor or a pharmacist or a nurse is gonna be how to say, like, it's gonna be day and night differences. Okay. And by the way, I am a spectrum adult, so I have brought my own education experience inside the program. And by the way, the most important thing is this: the protocol that I'm teaching you guys, and when you join, you're going to learn, it grows with your child's changing needs. It's not static. It's not you learn it one time and then you forget. No, the protocol grows as your child grows. The protocol expands as your needs expand. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I tried my best to make it as simple as possible with the fast results in mind, because I cannot wait 10 years like many people does. Okay? Many of the coaches that I see, they have all group containers, no one-to-one. Or those of the people, those of my peers who give one-to-one calls and things like that, they are not as successful as, alhamdulillah, I have been with my son and my students. Okay, so these are the values and these are the things that you're gonna get. I don't want to go into details, because the most important thing is, I want you guys, if you want to join our program, you gotta book a clarity call, and I'm gonna share the link to that. Talha have the clarity call link from Calendly ready and put them inside the chat. Our 6MD program, you can join in two ways. By the way, it is 6,555 US dollars, and you can join it with installments as well. The installment details will also be shared with you. You can join with as little as, monthly installments can be about 700 USD. So Autism Transformation and Success 6MD is a complete, definite guideline. Our protocol is actionable and results driven based on whatever age or severity you have. This is two programs built in one. So there is a program for the mother and there is a program for the child. Both of these programs are going to be delivered to you. This is also a hybrid format whereby we are charging you exactly what our peers are charging, but I am giving you the one-to-one part, which they are not giving. There are many coaches and programs out there that I see where you cannot get a one-to-one time with the doctor or the coach. But with this one, with ATS 6MD, you will get 17 one-to-one calls and 6 of them with me. Okay? So these are some of the examples of our students. A few questions that I want to go through. So sometimes I get asked, like, what's the timeline for kids to get the results? So for example, if you want to achieve speech and communication, inshallah, within 6 months of ATS 6MD, our kids start having their speech and communication. Calm and stable mood and behavior comes in within 1 to 2 months. Learning and education comes within 4 to 6 months. Sleep and health, 1 to 2 months. Social skills, 2 to 4 months. Self-care and independence, it sometimes differ, 2 to 3 months on an average. Confidence to conquer challenges and doing new things, about 5 months. Fine and gross motor skills, about 1 to 3 months. So as you can see, within the 6 months container, you will actually get 50% of all the improvements that you desire, inshallah. So another question that I get hit a lot of the time is, what happens after the 6 months? So the first 6 months is where you get the intensive classes, okay? After the 6 month is over, you do not need to come to the classes, although every month I allow new training in and graduates can join those new trainings, alhamdulillah. So you will actually get the benefits of having the classes as long as you want them. I only request you guys to follow this protocol for at least 2 years, so that, remember, the third step was maintenance, so that you have solidified the results and you can exactly have the results that you see me and my students sharing, okay? So another question that I often get is, what if I cannot do a certain stage or a certain way? So what I do is we customize the protocol anytime and every time that needs to be customized. Okay? You're not left alone thinking. When you join ATS 6MD, me and my coaches, we're going to be always with you, inshallah, and guide you through. And like I said, our protocol changes with the child. It is not static, it keeps on building on itself. And you will obviously get updates and regular communication with me and my coaches. All I request is number one, to work on your nervous system. If you are not regulated, all the help of the world cannot help your child. So you have to follow the mindset, the regulation part. The number two is communicate with me and my coaches regularly. And number three, please follow the maintenance as much as you can. Okay. So that was it from me today. Now I'm going to answer a few questions if we have. And you can also DM me. You can email me. My team have shared the links for you guys. You can join, book a call and talk to me. Bring your husband if you are interested. So like Lina, if I'm saying your name correct, are those included in the supplements included in the 7K price? No, you will have to buy the supplements on your own, because you are gonna be your child supplements, and the dosage and how many amount that you need depends on your child's problems. Okay, the 7K or the 6,555 that you are paying is for lifetime support from me when you follow the program. Okay, yes, it is a little expensive, but the most important thing is for your mindset. Okay, I would say the child not being able to speak, not being able to communicate, you spending $1,000 every month for therapies that is not helping is more expensive, because all of our students who came to me, they came after they tried several different other programs, several different therapies, and they have already spent anywhere between 30,000 to 50,000 on the child already, and they did not give results. Okay, they did not give results. So thank you so much, Uma. Thank you so much. So I think that will be all. There are lots of questions. I don't want to stretch you guys anymore. Talha, can you please share the freebies that we have, the PDFs, the links that I have, promised to our lovely students here who joined us today? Share the link with them so that they can, have the benefit. Okay, so I will also share the link with you guys in the chat. You can see the link to the freebie in the chat. Link to the freebie in the chat. I have just shared the link to the freebies in the chat. So you are going to get the PDFs and everything that I have shared. And also, if you are interested and if you are serious about your child's solutions and you want that support with you, guiding you forward, definitely, without wasting time, without wasting money, without wasting any much of the beautiful, precious time that is actually being spent as time is going on, you are very highly, cordially interested and requested and invited to book your call with me. The clarity call is for free, but we do ask only serious people to join in, because that way I am available for those who are ready. And the calls are only 4 calls a week. Okay, there are only 4 calls a week, and I get booked up in advance. So please make sure that right away you are going and booking the calls, because even when I'm going to Bangladesh for 2 months, there will be even less clarity calls available for you guys. I'm gonna stop recording.